Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the April 14th, 2023 edition of News from the Front Lines of Business by D.W. Huff Consulting. I'm David Huff, CPA. Just working through my tax deadline here. So yeah, 14th. So as we know, it's tax time. And on a normal year, April 15th would be the due date. But this year, we have a little bit of a odd situation in that the 15th falls on a Saturday, so the due date's going to be pushed back. Ordinarily it would be Monday, but Monday is also a federal holiday, so in this year the due date's going to be 4/18, so April 18th, which is good, but it's still very, very hectic. So if anybody's trying to call me and I don't pick up the phone, it's because I've got just swamped with emails, phone calls, and I'm kind of working through things as quickly as we can. But it's kind of a massive influx of incoming messages, and it's tough to kind of deal with them. But if you don't just handle one thing at a time, so I apologize for that. But yeah, so due date's coming up. We're going to file an extension for anybody who doesn't have every bit of information in that we need to get it accurately filed. And then probably circle back around shortly after. So the state due dates are a little bit different. Usually the state is a month after the feds, and it might not exactly be April 18th because the state doesn't have the same, the way the calendar falls is sometimes a little bit different, but generally a month after the federal due date is the state due date. And as far as estimates go, so we know we like to make sure we have enough tax paid in, right? So even if you file an extension to file is not an extension to pay. So sometimes people file that extension and then don't do anything until September for a business, and October due date if it's a personal. And then when the tax is due, they see they got some extra additional penalties tacked on there. And that's because they expect you to know basically how much you owe them and pay it now. So if you're not sure, I would say do a quick estimate, and that's what we're doing now. That's why it's so hectic now, because if anybody who we think is going to owe, we're trying to get some kind of idea what the amount is going to be due, so we can have enough paid in and not have to deal with any kind of penalties later on when we do finalize the numbers. So as far as how much you should pay, I guess if you really just don't have a good clear picture of what your income is and a way to do that calculation, I always go back to the prior year. So it's, if for most people income and tax stays fairly consistent from one year to the next. So if last year with your tax return you had a balance due of say $1,000, I would safely say if I had to pay in some amount with the estimate, the $1,000 would be the number I would use. So that's just a kind of rule of thumb. When in doubt, go back to last year. And and I guess on the alternative side, some people get a little bit too nervous about it and will overpay their estimate. And once again, we don't like that because of the fact that you're not paid interest on that money when you get it back. So if you overpay, you're just giving a interest-free loan to the government, and then no telling how slow it's going to be for them to refund your money. So talk to us, because between now and Tuesday we're going to be doing all of the kind of the final calculations and getting things out with dollar amounts attached to them if need be. So paying something. But that's really all I got the energy to talk about right now. This year has been more hectic than ever. Closing thoughts. Geez, I don't know if I'm coming or going right now, so I have no thoughts other than finishing up what I got to do for this deadline here. So I don't know. Enjoy your day. The weather looks nice. We've got the French Quarter Festival going on locally here in New Orleans, and lots of good stuff going on with this great springtime weather, which I will not be partaking in. So have a good week, and we'll see y'all out here next week.